Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing my September wrap-up where I read 9 books this month. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. The first one was an audiobook I listened to called Birds of a Feather. This is by Jacqueline Winspear. This is the second book in her Maisie Dobbs series about a woman who runs a detective agency. She used to serve as a nurse during the Great War. In this particular mystery, she has been hired by a very rich guy to find his daughter. She's run away and he wants her brought back. He's insisting that she be brought back, even though she's pretty much old enough to be out on her own if she wants. That she can't. So Maisie's like, she can't force her to come back, but she can at least try and track her down. And during the course of the investigation, she finds out that 3 other friends of this young woman have recently been found dead. So now it's become a very serious matter. This woman's life could be in danger. And through investigation, she uncovers events that kind of lead to things that took place during the Great War, which that's kind of what happened in the first mystery as well. It seems to be ties to that major event in history. I'm wondering if that'll continue throughout the series. I'm not really sure, but I've enjoyed the first 2 books so far, so I will continue with that. And I gave that one 4 stars. The next audiobook I listened to is Evans Above. This is by Reese Bowen. This is the first book in the Constable Evans mystery series. Constable Evans has recently moved to a small town in Wales. He just kind of wants a smaller area to kind of take care of instead of big city investigations. And he's called up to Snowdon, which I believe is like a mountain out in Wales, where they find a body. So during the course of investigating, they find there's actually 2 bodies up there, and he believes there may be foul play involved, but his superiors think it's just another mountaineering accident. But he continues to investigate regardless. I like the small town atmosphere of it. Constable Evans was an interesting character. He lives with a landlady who's constantly wanting to push not only home-cooked meals on him, but also her daughter rather, always trying to match-make him. He is kind of pursuing Bronwyn, the local school teacher, but he's also being pursued by the local barmaid. So it's kind of interesting situations. There's also a lot of people named Evans because it's a Welsh town, so the only way they distinguish them is by interesting nicknames like the milkman is Evans the milk, the butcher is Evans the meat, he's Evans the law, there's Evans the mail. It gets kind of funny, but a little quirky, but pretty much the mystery was the forefront of it, and I did definitely enjoy it, so I want to, probably listen to more of them. I don't know if I'll pick up physical copies, but I enjoyed the audiobooks quite a lot. And overall, I gave that one 3 stars. Moving on from there, I participated in 2 various read-alongs. One of them was a massive one. The entire month long, we were reading The Decameron by Giovanni Boccaccio. This was hosted by Adam over at Memento Mori. I've just posted my review of this particular book. It's a beast. So rather than talk about it here, I'll just let you go and check out that video. Overall, I gave this one 3, probably more closer to 3.5 stars. But I constantly kind of keep going back to it. That's why it took a while to put the review up. It kept going around in my head. So it's definitely an interesting read. I highly recommend you guys, if you ever want to tackle something with a little bit of meat to it, give it a try. And the other read-along I participated in was the Shake Tube 2017. It's a 15-week read-along that began at the end of August, continues through December, where each week we're reading a Shakespeare play. And that's the group of plays I read during the month of September. The first one was my favorite one of all. It always has been, and that's Richard III. I just found him such an evil, interesting character. Probably portrayed a little bit over the top in the way Shakespeare describes him and stuff, but it just makes him that more interesting. Then we read a tragedy, Romeo and Juliet. I think most people are familiar with the basic background of that. I really enjoyed this one as well. Julius Caesar. I've never actually sat down and read this play, but I have seen it on TV or something portrayed, so really enjoyed that one as well. Probably my second favorite of the month. And Midsummer Night's Dream. I've never read this one at all. It's one of his comedies. Very short one. I definitely enjoyed reading it, but I happened to see David Tennant kind of play the part on YouTube. I couldn't see an entire the entire play, but I saw like clips and I kept kind of putting them together to get the whole thing, and it just really brought it to life. I really enjoyed that, but really good play. And then the last play that we read for the month of September was The Merchant of Venice, another one of my favorites. So I won't discuss these really in any depth because with Shake 2 2017, at the end of each week, we post a video on our thoughts of each play. So I'll put links down below to each one of these, and you can go check that one out. And then the very last book I read for the month of September is one I received from the author for review, and that was Cars, Coffee, and a Badass Ninja Toilet by Casey Hilton. Now, I previously reviewed all of her other books that she's had. Her middle grade series, Magic of Finkelton. I have 2 books in that series. The third one has not yet been released. This is a really, really fun series. And also her adult novel, 90 Miles to Freedom. And then she also put out a YA novel, so she's kind of hit all the different age groups here. The YA novel was My Name is Rapunzel. It was just a really great retelling, fairy tale retelling. I really wanted to like this one, but it just couldn't get into it. This is the story of Julia Carr. It says customer service will drive a girl crazy. She owns and runs a used car lot, and this sort of is reflective of Casey in her own life, because if you read the author description, she owns and runs a used car lot. She's described by her husband as being hobbit-sized and a bit of a nut job. She owns an entire set of pink tools and wants to become a badass ninja. That's pretty much Julia Carr in a nutshell. So this book is pretty much filled with her experiences of running a used car lot and having to deal with those quirky customers. If you've ever worked retail, you know what that's like. And I could see kind of things that we've done in retail. You know, you get those kind of off-the-wall customers, and you've instantly kind of nicknamed them. And she does that quite a bit. Windshield wiper lady, the carjacker, junk guy, truck lady, flat tire guy. And it's all full of these like stories of these people that she encounters or re-encounters if they keep coming back within the story. In addition to that, she's also a do-it-yourselfer. She loves to tackle do-it-yourself projects, and they start out small but get complicated. Things go wrong, it turns into just some massively huge project. And she's in, I don't know if it's a Home Depot or Lowe's or one of those things, and she happens to come across these toilets. One of them is the Champion 4 flusher. Can flush apparently 16 golf balls in a single flush. She becomes obsessed with it. She wants to go home and test out her toilet, see if it can flush this many golf balls. And she wants this toilet, which she ends up nicknaming this badass ninja toilet. Now, that term, badass ninja, whatever, comes up quite often. There was a point when I was about midway in the book when I hit that word ninja, I'd say about 12 times within the span of like 5 pages. And I thought, this is getting ridiculous. I went back and I started counting, and that's what all these green tabs are. This is every instance, and there's numbers on these tabs, because sometimes within a page you might see it 2, 3, 4 times. That's how many times the word ninja appeared in this book. 43 times. It just got on my nerves. It literally got on my nerves. Ninja or badass or ninja warrior, inner ninja warrior. I got to the point where that's all I kept seeing on the page, and the rest of the story just went right out the window. I finally kind of got a bit tired of it. I think that's something that should have been looked at beforehand. I can't see that anybody like read through it and weren't bothered by that constant reference. I mean, it's even in the author description. So as much as I love Casey's books, I just couldn't get into this one. That just bothered me way too much, and overall I just gave it 2 stars. So overall, these are the books I read in addition to the 2 audiobooks through the month of September. If you've read any of these, or have a favorite Shakespeare play, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.